DirtTrackDigest.tv is your #1 source for watching dirt track racing live or on demand.
Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome to Super Dirt Week 49. My name is Mike Mallett. Joining me will be Adam Buchanan, and we already got our first guest here with us as we get ready for night number, what are we at? Technically 2, right? We're going to say night 2 here of Super Dirt Week, and joining us now, already right out of the gate for you. We're going hot and heavy. We got Stewart Friesen with us, and Stu, nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me out.
You know, we were just talking pre-show here, the pre-show to the pre-show, about we haven't seen you this week. Where have you been? I mean, we've seen you here at Oswego and nowhere else, but obviously paying off by focusing your attention here on the 5/8 mile.
Yeah, exactly. We have one spec motor and have a car set aside for that. So rather than try to run it at night and then bring it back here during the day, we'll just keep our eye on the prize for the 20,000 win race Saturday night.
Good week so far for you. When we talk about what's been going on here at Super Dirt Week, locked in both classes, big block and small block. Only driver to do that, so that's got to feel good. And plus tonight, hey, you're good. Whatever happens, happens tonight.
Yeah, no, we can go out tonight and race for it. Try to dial in our cars, see which way the track's going to go and how we have to approach Saturday and the Sunday afternoon race. So, yeah, it was good. Our team's been working really hard, Tommy and the guys, and having a good time, and we're rewarded with 2 top 6s. So that was kind of the goal yesterday, and mission accomplished.
So we saw the track yesterday kind of chunk up a little bit today, kind of the same thing. What are your thoughts on where we're going to end up with how things are going? I know Jeremy's out there busting his tail trying to get that thing as smooth as he can, but obviously the weather leading up to Dirt Week this year just not cooperating. I mean, if you live around here in Central New York,
it's been
it's just been rain. Yeah. So they're playing the cards they're dealt at this point.
Yeah, no, trust me, I get it. It's a huge undertaking, obviously, to do this. And it's such a unique facility in that respect. So they're working hard on it. We'll see what happens. We gotta race the track. Everybody's in the same boat. Hopefully now when the sun goes down and they get some moisture in it, that outside will come alive a little bit and race a little bit better than it has tonight.
And I think you might be a guy. I don't know if anybody wants it rough, but if I recall back to the first one, you were the guy.
I don't mind it. I mean, you got to cowboy up a little bit, but it's fun. You can move around on it, and maybe not that rough, but a little bit of character is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
No mouthpiece this weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
So looking back here, the history of Super Dirt Week. Normally this is a pit stop race. You stop, you got your quick fill, you go. Rules changes, obviously making this more like the other 200 lap events that are run. The Fonda 200, Port Royal, now Eastern States, that break in the middle at 100. You've seemed to find a way to work that to the good, all right? Do you like that change? Are you disappointed that you're not doing the pit stops, or are you good with the strategy of having the break and trying to work around it?
Yeah, the break is okay. It's another element to the race. That's not the only time you have to stop, though. Right. You can come in prior to that. You can come in after that. So, and again, depending on the track and how the race is playing out, we'll adjust accordingly and, try to make the smartest decision.
When you plan for a race like that, how many scenarios do you guys have set up down there? Now, I've listened to you guys on the radio before, Kevin and different guys talking, and it seems to me when you guys are working through a race, that's a constant evolving thing. Do you go into these races, these big races, and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, and then it's kind of play it by ear, or is it, let's see what happens?
Yeah, it's kind of let's see what happens. The plan is there is no plan, and it's worked out. You have situations like Fonda a couple weeks ago where we got into a lap car and cut the right rear down, and it forced our hand into doing the short pit deal, and it worked out. And then I've also been in spots at Eastern States where we've pitted with 15, 20 to go and got tires, and it worked out. We were able to charge. So just got to watch and see what the others are doing and what our guys are able to do, and then you go from there.
Well, talk about that tire game too. A lot of drivers say when they maybe run the tire too hard or they seal the tire over. How hard is it to push and make up positions, yet also take care of your tires, because it is a long race?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. These Hoosiers seem like they're pretty finicky to heat cycles, amount of laps, all that kind of stuff. So you're right. If you want to go a long time on a tire, you got to take care of it, not spin it too much, and keep it underneath you for the end.
Is it like driving with a ag under your gas pedal there?
Absolutely. That's it's like track big block racing. Took me a long time to figure that out, but then you can always come in at the end and put some fresh ones on for last 25-30 laps and then beat the heck out of it too.
How hard is it for you to program your mind saying, for this stretch I got to slow it down a little bit, because you're still out there racing? It's not everybody just putting there around the speedway. You're still trying to pick up some positions, but at the same time you're trying to take care of yourself. How do you work that in your mind to try to understand I got to go forward to be in the hunt there at the end, but also I got to take care of my stuff so I have something there at the end? It's
kind of like the young bull and the old bull, right? One wants to run down there and the other one wants to walk. So sometimes in these long races you can just walk and get the same job done, maybe even a little bit better.
Okay. What's made you so good out of the gate this week here at Oswego? What, again, only guy locking in the both, and again, cars look strong, look good. Is preparation, or what is it? I mean, again, you guys are always prepared, obviously, but this week there's that next level of preparation.
Absolutely, it's Dirt Week. It's a race you have circled and you prepare for all year long. So Tommy's done a great job, organizing and making sure we had our freshest stuff for this week, and it's months of planning and stuff like that. So big thanks to Bicknell, Billy the kid, who made sure we had our stuff was fresh at the right time, and so far so good.
I know you got a merchandise trailer here, so why don't you take a minute and plug it, let everybody know where they can
find
it and get your stuff.
Jess has got Onesie Tees merch trailer set up behind the grandstands over there. A lot of new stuff she's always got for Dirt Week, so stop by and check it out.
You're good at that, the new t-shirts.
It's timely. We try to watch and see what some of the sprint car guys do and stuff. And
I can tell you, the sprint car guy model is the model, because I watch those guys. I have a spring shirt, I have a Spring Nationals t-shirt, I have a Speed Week t-shirt, I have Midsummer. Yeah, but race fans love it. I know, back in the day when I was a Billy Decker fan, if they came out with a Billy Decker t-shirt, I had it.
Right.
Didn't matter, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I have 18,000 Doctor t-shirts.
Yeah, right. You bought every one because, I'm a fan. I got to have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but that's awesome. You gonna be signing autographs anywhere this weekend? I'm sure.
He's been signing them. Didn't you see him walk up here every 30 seconds? He got stopped.
Stopped by the trailer. We've been hanging out, and just so cool to see the size of this event and what it's grown into. And we've both all commented at the traffic going by the
Never
island
ends.
here. It's pretty wild, and it's good to see.
Hey man,
thank you.
Good luck to you. Thanks for coming
on
this
weekend.
We'll let Stuart Friesen hop out here. Again, Stewart Friesen, the only driver locking into both top sixes for both the Salute the Troops 150 and the Billy Whitaker's Cars 200. He'll go off from spot number 4 tomorrow afternoon in the Salute the Troops 150. Then he'll come back, go off from spot number 5 for the big block modifieds on Sunday afternoon. So again, always good to chat with Stu. Stu, obviously, a great ambassador for the sport. We know we see him all the time on the NASCAR Truck Series, and takes the opportunity. Hey, I'm going to this racetrack this weekend, this racetrack there, and we always love the opportunity to catch up with Stu, especially after the start. I mean, he's off Adam to the best you're going to get in terms of getting everybody here. He's in both. They're, regardless of what happens tonight in our qualifiers, not going to matter. He is going to lock himself in, or he's locked himself in, so he can just go out, he can test, he can do some different things tonight that he might not be able to do normally.
You can definitely tell he's laser focused. He's ready for this weekend. He talked about it, didn't want to touch any of the satellite shows, didn't want to put himself behind the 8 ball. His goal is to win here on Saturday and win here again on Sunday, and he's put himself in a great position to do possibly both by the end of this weekend.
That's right, and we're gonna bring him in now, our next guest. Hey buddy, nice to see you.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring him in, and sitting on the pole of our Dirt Car 358 modified main event, Billy Dunn. And Billy, man, nice job.
Thank you.
Talk us through this one. I mean, you look at it, great lap, put down almost 2 tenths quicker than everybody else, and able to go out there and get that out of the way early, and then just sit and good to go.
Yeah, we've really been doing a lot of small block racing this year, and Oswego's really, it's a lot like Candy and Mohawk. The tracks are good at.
Why did you take my next question?
So we expect a lot of ourselves at the small block race here, and we haven't really time traveled good. We were outside pole in 2016. Since then, we've raced well, but never qualified good. So it was nice to get that one yesterday.
Tonight, locked in. You're starting obviously on the front row of your qualifying event here tonight. What's the plan? Are we going to go out and practice? We're going to try some different things. We're going to see how things kind of play out, and then make a plan, or are we going all in and we want to win this thing and get some more money in the pocket?
Oh, we want to win it every time we're on the track. You want to win every race you're in. So we'll run the first 5-10 laps, see where we're at. Obviously, if something happens and we're going backwards, we'll just pull in and get ready for tomorrow. We got to think about the series points too. So
right,
absolutely.
But if we just run like I expect we can, that'll take care of itself.
And talk about the amount of races you've had this week. You ran the Outlaw 200. You ran at Weedsport. You ran at Brewerton last night. And for a team of your size, how tough is that having that many races with the equipment that you have? Because correct me if I'm wrong, the great car you ran last night is the car you're racing tonight.
Yeah, we've been running the same car since Saturday at Outlaw with the small block. So, and we built it a week ago. It all, we're not the biggest team out there, but it all comes down to crew. And I got an awesome crew, 5, 6, 7 guys that they've been working their butts off, and we wouldn't even be able to come close to doing all the racing we're doing if it wasn't for my crew.
And you also already made the comparison about some drivers were running at Can-Am because it is technically a slicker track than most, and Oswego tonight's no different. It's going to be pretty slick out there. How comfortable you are in your setup without giving away any trade secrets? What can you carry over from Can-Am all year that you might incorporate into Oswego here tonight?
I think you can carry over a lot. It's not exactly the same, but it's more of a momentum track. We've always struggled at a place like Weedsport, Brewerton. We ran okay last night, but that's not the kind of racing I do all the time, and I can admit that. But I expect a lot on myself here. I think we should have as good of an advantage here as anybody when it comes to setup and the stuff we do every week.
It'll be a little different. It's not going to be just you and Tim Fuller racing in 10 laps trying to get to that lead. You're going to have some other guys chasing out there.
Well, luckily, he's got to start a little bit further back tonight, so hopefully I don't see him.
I always say that because I pick on him every week. I do the highlight videos, and it's him and Timmy. They go, who's going to get the lead the quick? They try to get to the front as quick as they can. It's fun to watch you guys battle coming up through. But usually whoever gets that clean air first is gone. Tomorrow, not to give away too much strategy, but again, going away from the pole, a little bit different than starting, back in the pack. Is that adjusted your strategy at all to how you're going to run that race, and or is it? We talked to Stu. Stu's like, we have the plan is no plan. Where are you guys at?
That's kind of what we always do. We just wing it, and you have 3 or 4 different plans, and you usually end up using none of them by the end of the day. So we've always learned to just it all depends on how good your car is. Mm-hmm. And we got a good lap yesterday, but we also have one of the few W16s running at the front of the pack. So you don't really know exactly how that's going to race. Right. Tomorrow night being a night race, that might be a little bit more of a disadvantage than it was in the past. So we just got to see how it shakes out, and we'll just do it a lap at a time.
You won at Syracuse. What would it mean for Billy Dunn to win, arguably the biggest small block race of the season here tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, we've had even back to Syracuse, some really good runs in the small block race.
Well, the year you won the big block, didn't you almost win the small block?
Yeah, it was close and ran out of gas.
Yeah.
But,
not to rub it in, but you got the big block win, so I didn't feel bad doing that to you.
Everybody's run out of gas at one point.
Right, it's required.
It wasn't Syracuse unless you ran out of gas one year, right?
So it'd be huge. Obviously, Sunday's the big one, but like tomorrow we still got to think about points, and the small block series definitely ain't what it used to be, but for being a North Country driver, small block territory, it's always been a big deal for the guys up our way, and it'd be really nice to have that one on the resume.
You say it's not what it's used to, but it's Fulton Speedway going to small block instead of big block. Class has really taken off here in the last couple of years. What do you think the status of the 358 division is currently in the growth of it here in these next couple of years?
Oh, the 358 class is definitely healthier than it's been in a long time. Fulton adding the class, Can-Am, the small block class there has grown a ton in the last 3 or 4 years. So it's been nice to see tracks have good car counts. Not everybody can big block race weekly. It's a lot of money, and the small block's definitely more affordable.
You missing it, the big block?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And if I had the right opportunity, I'd love to do more of it. But we're having fun doing what we're doing as a small team and making the best of it, and we've had some pretty good runs this year.
Well, hey, here's to hoping one more good run for you tomorrow, brother.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time, and we know you guys got to get ready for tonight, so we didn't want to keep you too long, but thank you. And again, that's Billy Dunn, yesterday afternoon's fast timer with the dirt car, 358 modifieds. Okay, now you can't see who I'm talking about here, but they let TVD in here.
I don't know.
And I can bring him up because we just posted a story on the front page.
If he races at Oswego like he races on iRacing, we're all in trouble.
Look out.
I can tell you that right now.
We're picking on our good buddy TVD, Tanner Van Dorn, out here in the crowd. And if you want to read all about the youngster, you can visit DirtTrackDigest.com. Just posted a story about him right prior to the pre-show. But getting back to what we have so far, again, we've had Stewart Friesen, Billy Dunn here with us. And let's do a little recap since we dove head first into those interviews today.
Guest after guest here.
Because when we get the drivers, we want to get them in and get them out as quick as we can.
They got still a ton of work to do here tonight, and we got a lot of racing here on the surface.
Yeah, and a lot of, again, both of them got to run 2 features tonight, and a lot of stuff going on here tonight. So qualifying action yesterday, Peter Britton, the Batman, fast time, 20.471, roughly about 2/10 quicker. Jimmy Phelps was second fastest. Max McLaughlin, who we'll have a story on in Dirt Track Digest here a little bit later on when I get a chance to not be doing this and I can do updates on the website. We'll have that up for you. Bill's fully putting one together for us. Larry White, Stewart Friesen and Pat Ward locking into the Billy
Pat.
Whitaker Cars 200, and that was the one that made me the happiest.
Absolutely.
Was seeing Pat Ward locked in. And again, that was qualifying action for the big blocks yesterday afternoon, and Pat Ward again. That was awesome to see. Anybody that knows or walks through the pit area, you're not going to find a nicer guy than Pat Ward. I always see him up standing at the fence at Brewerton signing autographs for kids whenever they're standing there waving to him and stuff. And it's a good things happen to good people, and it's great to see Pat Ward starting up front here on Sunday afternoon.
A feel-good story. He won at Fulton Speedway in the last couple nights of the year. It was widely publicized on Dirt Track Digest TV. Broke the story of saying that this is the last ride for Billy and Pat with gypsum cars.
Yep.
So to see Billy up there, to see definitely Pat get a good qualifying run on what could be, maybe his last run at Oswego.
Right.
This might be the best opportunity for him. So to get himself locked into the top 6 in the big blocks is definitely a good thing for him, and looking good so far.
Yeah, he looks great so far, and again, Pat's in the show. Now, the guy that missed, we have to talk about, because he missed by 1 spot, but he has won every other darn thing this week, and that is Matt Williamson.
Yeah.
And if we're looking back at the week that has been, it has been a phenomenal 6 days, whatever it is. I think it's 6. Let's go 6 days. Last Saturday night, Matt Williamson wins his first Outlaw 200. He comes back Tuesday.
First Canadian Outlaw 200 win.
But first for him on the resume. Again, he's got some other big crown jewels. He's got the Centennial. Once you get that, and you got Super Dirt Week, that's pretty good. He's got a Port Royal 200. Wins on Saturday, adds the Outlaw 200. First Canadian. Comes back Tuesday, Demon 100. Wins that in impressive fashion. Late race charge about lap 79, 80. And I only remember that because it was about lap 179, 180 that he took the lead in the Outlaw 200.
And he's one of those drivers that is insanely patient. You don't see him trying to charge up to the front early. He takes care of his stuff, picks his way through the field a little bit, and gets up to the front when it counts.
Yeah,
he's one of those only drivers that really you always seem to consistently see him do that.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal at doing that. And, patience almost got him on Wednesday, though. You watched, where he won again on Wednesday night at the Weed Sport Speedway, that patience almost caused some issues because Tim Sears Jr. got there, Larry White was there. They were all three together battling in traffic, and Matt lost the lead a couple of times in traffic, trying to be too patient. And then once he had to, he found the aggressive side, made the aggressive move off of turn number 4 to get the lead back from Sears. And then it looked like a lot more aggressive Matt Williamson there at the end of that race, got that win. Last night, Hurricane Harvey 75 at the Brewerton Speedway, and again, sometimes lucky than good.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. He wasn't the best car.
But
Larry White by far the best car.
He said it in victory lane. I was lucky enough to be on the call for that race. Started in 11th, and let me tell you, he was not good early. Got a couple cautions in the midway point of the first half of that race that benefited him the most. And in those 2 restarts, he made the most. I think he jumped from 11th to 8th, and then 8th up to 6th. And then made the most of his opportunities. But again, he was not admittedly so, said he was not the best car on track, and just a little bit of luck on his side and a little bit of patience. And talk about finish.
No, it was awesome last night. Awesome last night at Brewerton. Coming up through, 5 to go, caution. Matty passed for the lead, gets called back because of a caution, comes back around.
And they made contact off of 4 too.
They did. We can get back to that race because we got our next guest popping in here with us. We're always ready for you, man. Joining us now, our fast timer here in the Dirt Car Sportsman this afternoon, besting 99 other drivers. Chad Edwards, man, welcome to the pre-race show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How good you feeling right now?
Awesome. It didn't really hit me till a few minutes ago, but starting to set in now. It's pretty neat.
What's it like going out, being here, look, you run against stiff competition on a weekly basis, but then you come here to Oswego and you see the caliber of guys. I'm looking down the names that you beat. Andrew Buff, Matt Janczyk, Alan Fink, Justin Stone, Chris Mackey. Those are guys that are dominant cars on their weekly tracks.
Yep.
You came here to Oswego neutral territory and put down a good line by, 6/100ths of a second? So close, but got the job done and locked yourself in.
Yeah. We race with Andrew sometimes at Malta. We won that big race a couple weeks ago, the massive weekend. Race with Janczyk sometimes in Utica. Me and him actually, we had 2 2 nights where we had a good battle, but he beat me out in those. So it was kind of good to get
You're
one
not
back
going to let him
out
do
of
that
there.
again today or
No.
tomorrow,
I hope
are
not.
you?
I hope
Or
not.
Sunday.
We'll see what happens.
And for the sportsmen, because for all intents and purposes, you guys are the most equal out of any class. You know, all crate, you know, motors. A lot of lately has been a lot about the shock game.
Right.
What shocks are you running, if you don't mind telling us? And
yeah.
What do you think you're doing that maybe maybe caught something in the shock game, especially here at Oswego where the track's a little slicker, maybe helping you out there on the horsepower end of things?
I'll be honest with you. I ran bars up until the end of my points at Fonda. We won the title there on torsion bars. But when the track started getting slick in July, August, I kind of felt like we were a little disadvantaged there with the other guys on coils. So I made a switch to Penske's with the 4-coil setup from Mike Walton at Fastline Shocks. And I think we've won like 4 out of the 6 shows we've entered since we made the switch. So it's kind of been a seamless transition for us. And on these slick tracks, it really helps.
How much you been kicking yourself that you didn't switch earlier?
I mean, not too much because we won the points and we
Right,
won
right.
one of the series there, the Thruway series. And I mean, I think we had 5 wins on the season. We probably could have had 7 or 8 maybe, but I'm just glad we made it now because we've been a rocket since we did that.
Now, how easy is it for you to dial yourself in? And as easy it is to try to dial yourself in, or how hard it is to dial yourself in, also dialing yourself right out?
Well, I run Bicknell chassis. We got brand new cars. So basically, I just go right off their book when I first started, honestly. And I, like say for Malta's big feature that I won, I made the exact same changes after practice for the time trials. And it's just, I haven't changed anything. I've ran the same thing everywhere I go.
So it's working.
Yeah.
That's
If it ain't
awesome.
broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Does this Oswego remind you at all of racing at Fonda? Just the size of it? I mean, I know Fonda's a much different shape and a little bit weirder, but is there anything you can correlate being the big track that Fonda is and the kind of odd shape to here at Oswego, which is, again, big track, odd shape?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels the same almost. It's a little thinner. But getting into 1 is similar to getting into 1 at Fonda. Getting into 3 is, it's kind of sweeping like Fonda's 3. So, I mean, that might help me out a little bit, feature time. I know we're going to be the first feature that day, so we should have a pretty racy surface, and hopefully we can just hammer down.
Tonight, what's the strategy going out there in the races? Are we going full bore? Are we going, I'm going to take my green and call it a day?
I'm just going to break in some fresh rubber for Sunday and park it and call it a night.
Not risking it.
No, you never know, man. You never know.
What would it mean for you come back here on Sunday afternoon and get the job done and walk out of here as a Super Dirt Week champion? You got the other championships this year, and you add that on top of it. This would be a hell of a year for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, Like I said, the last couple of weeks, I think we won about $6,000-$7,000. Those couple big races.
That's awesome for a sportsman team.
Well, Malta, they had that 4,000, so
Yep.
that helped a lot. But yeah, that'd be awesome. All these people here and over 100 cars. We got 2 laps to practice. I've only got maybe 5 laps total on this track, so it's crazy. Nuts.
Yeah, man, 5 laps. Well, I guess can you make a setup book off of 5 laps?
I don't know. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing and go with that.
How many times have you referenced that setup book between now and when you showed up here and even now?
Well, I came kind of with my baseline thing that I do every week, and then honestly, I put like a feature type setup in it out of my book for the time trials after practice. I mean, we were 15th in practice, and I was like, if we can be 15th for the time trials, I'd be happy with that. We'd be, second in the heat, and that'd be all right. But that was a long wait there in the infield. We were first group, so it felt like forever waiting for 100 other cars to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll make you think.
But I mean, when I saw that Janzik was second, then I'm like, wow, we must have turned a pretty good lap because he's fast.
Yeah. Well, hey, Chad, thank you for coming on and chatting with us, buddy.
Good luck, Chad.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, and
Thank you.
good luck to you on Sunday afternoon.
Appreciate it.
Represent Fonda, man. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
we got to do here, right?
It's my
like he needs any more pressure, right?
So again, there's Chad Edwards, our pole sitter for the Dirt Car Sportsman. Chevy Performance 75 coming up here on Sunday afternoon, and Man, 100 cars.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot of cars, the best. And again, it was Chad Edwards, Buff, Andrew Buff, Matt Janzik, Alan Fink, Justin Stone, Chris Mackey, Dalton Rombo, Matt Gueri, AJ Lloyd, and the Ninja, Daryl Nutting, rounding out the top 10. And just so you know, Mike Fowler, he was 11th. And then our buddy TBD, who we were busting on a little bit ago, he ended up in spot number 12. So getting back, we got one more guest coming up for you here in a little bit. We're going to have Cousin Luke coming.
Yep.
I love Cousin Luke.
Yep.
I can't wait to chat with
He's a good
Cousin
interview.
Luke. We got a lot to talk to him about because we were
do.
at Brewerton Speedway on Tuesday night. And
Beautiful new wrap.
Oh, my God. That car was
new body.
The nicest car I've seen, and then it didn't end up that. But we'll chat with him when we get there. We'll save it. We'll save it. But getting back to what we were chatting about here, the races leading into this one, we kind of left off on the Brewerton race last night.
Yes.
We kind of quickly wrapped it up because, again, I didn't want to make Chad wait. We had these guys kind of scheduled for times, and we want to make sure we stop what we're talking about. We don't want to waste their time. So, again, we thank you for everybody that's watching us right now on the Dirt Track Digest YouTube channel. Not sure if you're on Facebook. If you are watching on YouTube, the reason we are there and not on Facebook, there is a Facebook outage once again. So the plan is the rest of the week we're going to do our best to be on both the Facebook and YouTube channels here, and we'll have post-race shows and pre-race shows coming up for you here all weekend long. And we're fortunate we won't, after each night we'll be able to do a wrap for you. The hope is for tomorrow night to get the top 3 finishers in the Salute the Troops 150, and then on Sunday night, just like we've done the last few years, we will have the top 3 from the Billy Whitaker Cars 200. So be
more or
prepared
less,
for
if
that.
it's happening here, you're going to see here on Dirt Track Digest.
You're gonna be able to see it here and deal with us here at DTD. And I do want to send a shout out. I don't know if he's watching because we don't have any of the. We were told no computers in front of us. I got the lecture, so no computers. But if you're watching, my good buddy Adam Ross, who normally is here with us, I had to have an Adam, so I got Adam Buchanan to fill in.
We look a little similar. We got the same hair and the same goatee.
Yeah, he's a little taller though. He's a little taller.
Yeah,
and he likes like cherry pie, those little cherry things. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
Hostess pies, way more than you do. So, but no, Adam, I miss you, buddy. I wish you were here, but we'll get by, and hopefully we'll have you back again next year with us. And you never know. Ladies, how's it going? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
Well, we were getting
yes,
back.
Betty, I'm famous.
Yeah. So we were getting back to that Matt Williamson win at Brewerton for the Hurricane Harvey 75, and we got to talk about those closing laps. He tried the bottom for 5 or 6 laps to try to get by Ronnie Davis, and every time he looked, Davis shut the door. The move he pulled and won to complete the pass on the high side, and I talked to Davis post-race, he got open-doped.
Yeah.
Williams showed a nose, so it made Davis move to the bottom in turns 3 and 4, and that's all it took because Williamson kept it foot to the floorboard on the top side of turns 3 and 4 and took the lead right through the middle in 1 and 2. Yeah,
and that's what Matty, again, if you didn't watch it, there's 2 interviews on DirtTrackDigest.com. I did talk to Matty and I talked to RD3, and RD3 said, I made 2 mistakes there. He goes, I knew not to get in too hot in 1 and 2 because he goes, I got in hot and I opened the door and let him get underneath me. He goes, and then I went to the bottom and I overthought it, and and I'm like, okay. Honestly, I think he's fast down here too, but so he stayed on the bottom, and Matty got what he wanted. Matty said, that's what I wanted. I wanted to blow it in there on the top side of 3 and 4 and be able to make my move, and that's what he did. He just squeezed in there in between the wall and RD3 coming off at turn number 4 to the white, led the last lap and got the job done. And again, now he is $38,000 to the good this week and having a phenomenal week. But the one comment last night that I laughed at and I picked on him a little bit about is he said to me, he goes, you're only as good as your last race. I said, okay, Donnie Schatz. All right, that's a typical,
because
a
he's
guy that
only
wins
as good
a
as his last win.
Right.
Going back from Saturday Outlaw Weekend, all he's done is win, and that's why he's got the nickname Money Matt, because in the month of money, he shows up and he's one of the people that you can count on being in threat and in contention at every race.
Yeah, and to talk about his qualifying efforts, again, just outside when it comes to the dirt car
big block
modifieds, and in small block competition, he's a little off. He's only starting second to Billy Dunn, so he'll go away from the outside of the front row in the Salute the Troops 150 here tomorrow afternoon. And again, great to have everybody here with us. This is Mike Mallett, Adam Buchanan, as this is the pre-race show here for Friday Night Lights. And Adam, one thing we haven't even talked about is I feel like I'm in. I don't even know. I feel like it's like mid-July right now.
Yeah.
This is the weather we normally get during the daytime when we're at Volusia for the Dirt Car Nationals, and we're here at Oswego. We're walking around. I got shorts. Well, to be fair, it could be 30 and I'm wearing shorts, but I'm wearing shorts. I got a T-shirt on, and it's warm in here. And yes, I know. I always wear shorts.
You always
Thanks,
wear
Matt.
shorts. I came from Brewerton. I live 3 minutes from the Brewerton Speedway, and I know Oswego always a little bit colder towards the lake. So I came prepared.
He's
with
going deep sea. You're going skiing over there.
Yeah, I came with long sleeve shirts, a turtleneck. I'm like, the temperature's going to drop by at least 10, 15 degrees by the time I get up here. And the sun sets, and it is absolutely gorgeous, which in all actuality is actually probably helping out the track and the track crew, because the whole week before we talked about it, it's been nothing but almost monsoon-like rain, which is really throwing a wrench into the plans here as far as track prep's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing and dealing. Jeremy Corcoran has been on it here the last few days. They tore this place up yesterday literally they were still taking photos of the top 6 on the front straightaway, and they were out there already tilling, trying to get some air and get this thing dried out and get this thing ready for all the racing. Tonight there's a lot of racing. We will go live with racing. Of course, you can watch on Dirt Vision. Racing starts at 7 o'clock if you're not here with us. We'll kick it off with the 20-lap qualifying heats for the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. And looking at those, we'll have 3 of those for the Dirt Car 358s. From there, we'll go to the Dirt Car Pro Stock qualifying action. 31 cars checked in for the Pro Stocks. They'll have 2 heat races here this evening. And then from there, we'll go to the Big Block Modifieds. They'll have 3 triple 25s for the Modifieds. And then we'll wrap it all up with 4 qualifying events, 15-lap events for the Dirt Car Sportsman Chevy Performance 75. So that's how things will go here tonight. And again, the goal is for us to have a post-race show. We're going to see on time tonight. Tonight's the one you play it by ear. Yeah. Play it by ear. We want to get rolling, but we're also in the party zone here, and we don't want to take it away from the, I don't want to up to the DJ or the party, because I've done both of those. Neither one ends well for me. So I'm going to do my best not to worry about that.
And I know, and while we're waiting for Cousin Lou to get mic'd up, I know a lot of people that aren't normally used to Super Dirt Week and the spectacle that it is are questioning the track. Questioning the track prep. Why is it so slick? Why is there a hard roller on the racetrack? I think a lot of people don't understand. If we had it super tacky with a cushion, it would be a holy mess.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd be breaking a lot of stuff in the racing, especially with as many laps as we're going to have on this surface between tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Yeah. It's not sustainable. We want good, solid racing, and the track crew's done a phenomenal job at preparing the Speedway to make it look as good as it does right now. Cousin
What's
Luke.
Up, buddy? Nice to see you, man.
What's going on, sir? Good to see you.
Okay, look, I know you're fast time today, but I got to talk about something else first. Okay, Tuesday night, I go to Brewerton, and you got the sharpest looking race car on the racetrack. Mint. That your car is beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it is the nicest looking Pro Stock I've ever seen. I love it. And then
now it's got stitches.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Now, I know turn 4 at Brewerton, being the weekly announcer there, gets tight, but it got really tight for you there.
Is that what you guys call that? Tight?
That was tight.
That wall didn't give an inch.
It normally doesn't.
I've been beating back Fonda's walls for 20 years, and let me tell you, that one's going to take some work. Came off the corner, and I lost the lead to Jimmy, and I still felt like I was going to be okay. I lost the lead, but I didn't lose the race yet.
Right,
and
you were right there.
I was right there, and I knew I could I only lost the lead because I tried to pinch him down a little bit, and he got into me a little bit. Not nothing that wasn't racing. And I said, man, if I catch these lap cars together, I'm going to force somebody to make a decision. I already had plans. Somebody was getting pushed by or something. And then that wall just ended all my decisions. You made the decision for me.
Yeah.
How much fun is, we all sit in the grandstands and we joke, wherever we go, week in and week out, Pro Stock guys, we always walk out of the racetrack going, man, that was a damn good Pro Stock race.
Yeah.
And you guys, it looked like, you didn't win Tuesday, but that looked like a fun race.
Yeah.
And you and Jimmy all over one another, swapping the lead and everything else. And that was
definitely
just,
had
for
your
us,
hands full.
Yeah, it looked like your hands full, but it looked like you guys have fun.
Yeah. The track was very racy, very challenging, and but still manageable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I say challenging. You didn't feel like you were going to wreck the car. Didn't feel like you were going to go crazy, but you're still able to race. And it was fun being invited there, and I was with the positive feedback from the track promoters and you guys and consistent people.
The fans were loving it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that's enough to get us back there next year, and we continue this on and get this class to keep growing like it has done.
How tough is it going to a new place like that? And Brewerton is not the cookie cutter style of racetrack. I know you run Malta and that, so it's smaller, but running to me, Albany or Brewerton, just the way that whole back stretch is and all that. How tough was that to adapt to and to get your car set up? Because you guys, you're doing the 4-link stuff and all that, so obviously that's got to change a bunch of stuff.
I don't know if there's a happy medium with gear there. When I talked to Rocky, just trying to get a feel for what he runs compared to other tracks. That way I can, he's 20 points off here, I'm 20 points off here, where I could be. And, he's like, it's kind of, you're up on the wheel like Glen Ridge, but not really. And you're kind of high on gear, but not really. And the other corner's kind of long like Malta, but not really. I was like, so what are you telling me? He's like,
not really.
Not really.
Nothing useful.
No, you can use everything you have down in 1 and 2, and you're right to the floor and trying to get going. Then you're on the chip halfway down, running all the way through the corner. It's kind of like a real odd-shaped Fonda almost. Like turns are totally opposite. You got a big D in the backstretch where you're carrying a ton of momentum. Then you're just really shutting it back down and.
How sharp is that turn 1? Is it as sharp as it looks on TV?
It's sharp. It's amazingly sharp. It's amazing. I picture Brett Hearn when he drives down there. He's like on the brakes. You always see Brett Hearn. It was like one of the first guys. You always see him. He's up like this. I felt like that the whole time going down there into the corner.
Like on the front.
Yeah, you're ready. Yeah. Because you can't really just throw it in there because as sharp it is, it's also that wide. So you can throw it down in there. You're just going up the track, and you know what I mean?
And then you're scrubbing speed off, right?
Yeah. And then you're even worse, you know what I mean? Because you're trying to find a happy medium on gear between the two. So no, it's definitely challenging, but a lot of fun. Hopefully we get the pro stocks there more.
If the fans have anything to say about it, you'll be back next year.
Yeah. You got to get us on these satellite shows. I think that's perfect. Tuesdays, early enough in the week, so if there's a problem, like I think I probably got the worst deal out of the best of cars. We're still able to, get back here to race, and hopefully that can continue. We just keep getting that kind of stuff.
Well, obviously, whatever you fix worked out. Because today ended up pretty well for you. Looking at it again, fast timer here, Luke Horning with a 24.487, about what, 10th and a half over Chad Jessio, and that's nothing to shake his stick at. I mean, Chad is so good.
Breaking news! Breaking news on Dirt Track Digest.
When he told me he cheats, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, really? I can't believe it. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, he cheats. I was like, oh, everybody knows.
So it's not so breaking news in the pits, but it is to us.
It was to me. I thought he was like,
whoa. If you're beating him, that mean you're cheating?
No, I figured it out, but he had too much power.
How awesome is it to sit on the pole?
Amazingly awesome. It's not even just sitting on the pole. It's coming up here to see you guys. It's guys stopping by, people buying shirts. People, hey, good job. It's the whole atmosphere and, some of the relief of I'm going to go out there and, get this checkered in the heat race, but not have to get the checker.
Right.
The pressure is off.
Yeah, we can go out and, if we get past, it's okay. We can just pull in and, we're still on the pole for the big race.
You testing tonight, or are you just going to use it as like a, hey, let's see if we can get a little better?
Are you even going to touch setup?
So here's the problem. I like to see my picture in these books at the end of the year, next year, and they never show the guy, he sat on the pole, and then you look, where was he in the heat race? Oh, he just went out and tried to get
if it makes you feel better, you are right now on the front page of Dirt Track Digest. So
take a
screenshot, there's a story there, and there's a quote.
No, we need to, I don't know, I want to, when you look at that book and you hear about people talking, Pat Ward won this amount of heat races, Rob Yetman won this, Chad. And just, all the people I want to be, those guys when I look at the book from 10 years ago, I'll be like, remember that year, 2020, you're playing with whatever.
Yep.
So I think I just want to race.
So that's awesome, man. And that's what, what we love about the Pro Stock guys. You guys are the bread and butter of this sport. You guys come here, you come to have fun, you come to win, and you play hard and race hard.
I got Shane Pfeiffer next to me. There ain't nothing he can't fix in a day. So let's
not test that theory tonight for your sake. You've already had enough to fix this week.
Shane built my new car that we've been very successful with. And he says, hey, I got everything loaded for Dirt Week. We're ready to go. All we need is camp parking spots next to each other. I said, well, I took care of that because in case I do need them.
Right.
He's like, don't worry, I got the welder. We're good.
It's never good when you're planning ahead on the welder.
Oh
my goodness.
We'll keep that right in the trailer tonight. We'll keep it nice and clean, all the body panels on it, no boilerplate for you tonight.
How'd you put it back together?
So we got back from Brewerton. They made us park out on the road down there, which was good because it's the driest parking spot in the facility. So we went to work on it, and it was just body panels. We took the whole body out, pounded out what we had to, and the Canadian guy that's runs the series, short-haired, guy. went and got the body tail for us.
So he went and got it from Lake Brewerton in the infield.
He had it down there. He told us where it was at Brewerton. He's like, I put it here. You guys will be good. He's like, you'll be good, eh? I was like, so okay. So we went and grabbed it.
I was down there. It was a little soupy there in the infield.
Yeah. You guys told me a pair of shoes, by the way. So,
good luck. Yeah. I've gone through 3 this season.
Yeah. So we got that, and we came back here. We cut the Nerf bars down because they were a little far. We were about getting the tire. Cut them down, and then when I was over here scrounging around before in my old drinking days, I remember a pile of aluminum back here from that. I was like, we can go get some of that aluminum. So we got some old Jason Simmons body pills and stitched it up. And put
there
it
you go.
inside. Now we're good.
Drinking days used to be drinking days.
No, I just like pretend to fit in. No, drinking days.
Well, hey man, I love talking to you. It's always fun.
Thank you.
It's always a good time.
Thank you very
Go out
much.
there,
Good luck.
get your picture in the book, would you?
Yeah.
All right, let's go, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
no
Get it
welder
done.
tonight, please.
No, that's the plan.
If a welder's involved, you're not doing as much drinking, right?
So that is Cousin Luke Horning, setting fast time here tonight. Always fun to chat with. Always a good time.
Absolutely.
Always,
the working man's class.
yeah, right.
The
Yeah,
pro
and again, the
stocks.
Pro Stocks again put on a great show here, and he'll be going from the pole here on Sunday afternoon. So we look forward to that. Of course, again, the Sportsman will be first, then it'll be Pro Stocks. The Modifieds wrap it all up here Sunday. But again, welcome to Super Dirt Week 49, man.
Gotta
We're
love
back. We are back. We're here. We're ready. And we're looking forward to a fantastic night of racing. Tons of racing here tonight. Again, we're going to start it off with 3 358 qualifiers. We're going to come back with 2 for the Pro Stocks, 3 for the Big Blocks, and then 4 for the Sportsman to roll through tonight's Friday night light ceremony. And again, I love the Friday night lights. I love it being dark outside. And again, I'd say the cool crisp air, but
It's not here.
it's not here yet. It's still hot in here. It's still hot in here, but.
And it was interesting to talk that we had 4 drivers up here in the varying strategies. So if some people like, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and you got some people that are like, if I get past, I'll pull in. So we'll see what happens.
I know, my favorite's Luke, man. His answer. I just want my picture in the book.
Yeah.
So look, recapping again for you here is before we wrap this up here on night 1. Again, Friday Night Lights, of course. Peter Britton will go from the pole on Sunday afternoon for the Billy Whitaker's Cars 200. He's locked in. He'll be on the pole of a heat race tonight. We were going to try to get and chat with him, but he found some sangria earlier, or maybe last night, so he needed some extra time to sleep in today, and he's not watching this, so I can make fun of him about drinking sangria.
He'll talk to us, I'm sure, at some point this week.
Don't worry, it was a joke. He's not drinking during the day, all right? I'm just picking on Peter because we know he likes sangria, so it's just fun.
Yeah.
So he'll go from the pole again. Jimmy Phelps right there with him on the outside. And Jimmy's been close a couple times this week, on the podium on Tuesday night in the
Jimmy's
Demon 100.
either ran really well or
had bad luck.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
The 358
well, the other
for
guy
him
you can
has
say
been
that
tough.
has been Larry White. Larry White's been...
He's been the most snake bit out of any driver here this last week.
We should be talking about Larry White winning 2 of the last 3 races, and instead we're talking about Matt Williamson sweeping, because let's be fair, it was going to be a race to the finish on Tuesday.
Tuesday was a little more difficult.
Yeah, it would have been a race to the finish, but Larry again broke something in the rear of the car. It was shock or something. I'm
he
not
pulled
positive.
off with like 10 laps left.
Pulled off 10 to go. Then last night, 5 to go.
Oh, he was the class of the field and got involved with a lap car.
Lap car, blows a right rear tire, and it's over. And it's just, man. So again, it could have been a different week. We could be talking about something totally different, but we're not, and we're talking about who we're talking about. And again, so Peter, Jimmy, Max, Larry, Stewie, Pat Ward locked in. So again, good for him. Good for Larry being locked in there.
That's the one thing that's gone right for him this week.
The one thing. The one thing. Yep. And then we talk about the small box, Billy Dunn, Matt Williamson, Tim Sears Jr., and he needs some luck, man.
Oh, man, he's been a bridesmaid too many times here the last week.
I felt bad. I talked to him after Outlaw 200 on Saturday night, and I mentioned, runner-up. He goes, I know. I'm tired of hearing that, like second best,
Talk about his week, runner-up at Outlaw.
Oof.
And then he flipped the car a few weeks back at Fulton. Then he runs runner-up at Outlaw. Then Super Dirt Series race at Brewerton, he went so far up, so high. It was a scary wreck.
Yeah.
And banged up his knee pretty good too. And then he's rebounded since.
Yep, he's back in the game again. So the 358, he's good. He's locked in along with Stewie, Billy Decker, and Robbie Bellinger. Now, Robbie Bellinger, surprise of the, to me, one of the surprise guys here. Hasn't raced all season. Him and Ted Barcombe get back together. they come out here with a brand new piece, and he promptly goes out and puts it in the top 6, locks into the race.
I mean, he took a year off. He had his son with Beth Bellinger, who's a formidable driver in her own right. Took a year off when they had a kid, then COVID happened, so he hasn't really been in a car in almost 2 years, and then comes out here and sets out a quick time and into the show.
And impressive run for him, and awesome to see. You know, Robbie, former regular at the Brewerton Speedway, so it's always enjoy chatting with him, and good to see him locked in, him and Ted. Then sportsmen, of course, we talked with Chad Edwards, of course, Andrew Buff, Matt Janzik, Alan Fink, Justin Stone, Chris Mackey. They are in for their event. And again, 4 qualifiers for them tonight. Those will cap off tonight's program. And again, we just talked to him and gave you the rundown there. Cousin Luke Horning, Chad Jessio, Nick Stone, Jason Casey, and Rich Crane. Those are your top 5. One name, if you're a Rob Yetman guy, you know, you think Super Dirt Week, you think Rob Yetman, he's going to start 11th.
He'll be a factor before it's over, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's right now was 11th quick overall here in qualifying.
Part of that's just the time he hit the track, too.
Yeah. Well, that makes a difference, obviously, you know, when you go out there and the track is, the track can be good, can be
when you're
slippery.
Trying to time.
Well, there's 2 different methodologies on when you want to go out. If the track is baking in the sun all day and you're first, and it's slippery for the first 10 guys, and then the last 10 guys got a little bit more grip because the track starts to lock down a little bit, those guys are happy. Like, oh, I drew 80. Darn, you know. Yeah. But on a day like today, when it's, again, it's nice out, but the track still has a ton of moisture in it until it starts to burn off as the day goes, and you want it to be earlier in the number draw than later.
You can't use the saying because you did get a little bit extra money for setting quick time, but normally qualifying doesn't pay.
Right.
Pay in the heats, you pay in the feature. So qualified 11th. It's a long race on Sunday. He'll have plenty of time to be a threat to contend with here for Super Dirt Week.
Well, what do you think, Adam?
I think it's good.
I'm good. You good?
Mother Nature's cooperating with us here, and got a whole lot of racing on tap. Should be a good time.
You know what I'm happiest about? I get to sleep in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Until 7 o'clock.
You know what? I brought a to-go bag. If it gets too late, I'll be crashing on the floor somewhere.
Well, GT said you can cuddle with him, so you'll be fine.
Sounds good. I mean, we're both married.
I don't like that he just looked at you and smiled like that.
He did.
Like that.
It was
really kind of creepy, actually.
A little creepy.
Well, hey, everybody. We thank you for joining us here on the Dirt Track Digest pre-race show here for our first of 6 planned shows here this weekend. Again, we plan on being live each morning here before the racing action. Again, we'll have interviews for you. We'll talk about some of the exclusive content we got on Dirt Track Digest, and we'll probably even maybe mix in a couple of our writers, folks, and we'll have them come in and kind of give their thoughts on what they've seen here and what's been happening here. And, of course, we'll have the post-race press conferences for you each night. Again, we want to thank our friends at Dirt Car for their assistance and helping us out with that. And, of course, if you can't be here with us tonight, you can watch on dirtvision.com. So for Adam Buchanan, my name is Mike Mallett. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tonight here after Friday Night Lights here at the 49th Super Dirt Week.